Peace, everyone. Welcome to another segment of Masterminds Monday. Today we are here with a special guest, Lorenzo, owner of Botanica San Lazaro in Clifton, New Jersey. Welcome, Lorenzo. Thank you again for taking the time to meet with us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
No problem, no problem. Now, to help everyone get acquainted, in addition to owning a beautiful family-run Botanica, Lorenzo is also a practitioner of Santeria and initiated as well. He is a Santero. I pronounced that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thanks. Now, for you, Lorenzo, many of our listeners are familiar with various spiritual traditions, and we cover the Yoruba tradition and Orisha extensively, but we haven't really delved deeply into Santeria. So would you mind giving us a little lesson today and sharing with us what Santeria is and your role within the tradition?
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Lorenzo. I am, like Felicia said, I'm the owner of Botanica San Lazaro in Clifton, New Jersey. I am a Yemaya, which is a Yemaya priest.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm not a priest, but I'm a Yemoja energy.
Oh, I know. We're the Aqua kids. So yes, I'm a water child. Mm-hmm. It's funny because in the beginning, my guardian angel had talking about Yemaya, jumped around a couple times, like last minute, which, but things are meant to be what they're meant to be. And in the beginning, I'm like, oh my God, Yemaya, it's kind of boring. She's just there. She's the mom. It's like, and it wasn't until I got initiated and became her child, I understood the strength and how much it really means to me, but to the world, to the universe. So for those of you who don't know, Yemaya is the mother. And if you go into all different spiritual mother, Earth, Isis in Egyptian, some people say Ochun. It all depends how you look at things because it's the energy. But the goddess in Wicca, so that essence of the mother, that is the true energy of Yemaya. But my role here in Santeria is, I believe, to introduce your everyday practitioners or new people, because I am the owner of Botanica, to Santeria and who these entities are and who they are and how they work and how they can help us. I just kind of explained the Yemaya a little bit, but each Orisha has its own divine energy, divine force, and ways that can help us.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, when it comes to Santeria in general, mm-hmm. Now, I believe that there are many misconceptions about the system. Now, could you share with us some of those misconceptions that are common to Santeria and shed a little bit of light on them?
Well, the number one thing I get here, again, because I get a lot of your everyday people in the store, but as soon as I say Santeria, and they're like, oh, that's witchcraft, or brujeria. No. And, which that's what a lot of people, because they associate. It's funny, you get a few Hispanic people that will say it's brujeria. It's more the American or, people that will say, oh, that's witchcraft. And then it's funny because then you say Wicca to a Spanish person and they'll say that's brujeria because they don't understand. People don't understand, which is, what we're talking about here. But
would you say that Santeria is a religion or a spiritual system?
That's tough. Because I believe it's kind of both. It is a spiritual system.
Okay.
It is a spiritual system. Again, we're talking about saints and deities, and a hierarchy,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's where the system comes from, but then it comes from your heart. Mm-hmm. And what is a religion? It's something that makes you feel good. It's somewhere to go that you have faith in, that, fills that void in our life. So, I kind of feel like it's that religion, and I was raised an altar boy. I went to, Catholic church, and was an altar boy until I graduated high school. So, it always filled that void for me, Santeria. It always, first and foremost, I always pray to God and say my prayers at night, but then followed up by that, and I talk to my Orishas, and So I kind of all put it all together, and I feel it is a religion, a culture, it fills that spiritual void in our heart and in our body,
Beautiful.
our soul.
Beautiful. Now, another misconception that I've come across in doing a little bit of research is that people think that practitioners of Santeria worship many gods as opposed to one God, like in Christianity. Can you shed a little bit of light on that?
Well, again, that comes to, you're praying to, icons, and that's in every, Christianity, you are to worship no one else, not even Jesus. You only worship God, and that's where that comes into, people think we're praying and worshiping, we are praying, but we're worshiping Yemaya in a way that she's our, the one and only. There you go. That's exactly the one and only, and she's not. And if Olulumare, which is the creator of the universe, which is God, in Santeria. So that's where a lot of the people don't understand, if they don't really know, and that's not even a common name thrown around. You hear Alegua, Shu, Batala, but you don't hear Olulumare as much, and which is a shame, but he is the creator, and that's why people believe that we're worshiping the deities rather than, giving them grace and honor and faith.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, in terms of initiations, again, in Nanu Spiritual Training, we've had classes, or shows, where we've done a panel on that topic, initiations, and in that discussion, it seemed that there's a trend of people getting initiated, but they don't really become educated, so they don't know what to do after they're done, and they're kind of just hanging out there, but they don't really have the tools to handle that responsibility that they've gotten themselves into.
That is very common, and the sad part about I call it a religion. The sad part of the religion is people make a business out of the religion. And yes, ceremonies cost money. You have to hire priests. There are things that are bought. There are, supplies. There's animals, taboo. But there are things that need to be done, and there are offerings that need to be paid. And the part of running Santeria as a business is you look at it as a business. I think that's the best way to say it. And what happens is people start thinking about how much they're going to get paid to do this, to give this, to offer that. Rather than thinking about it as an offering in return, they're thinking about it as their rent check or their credit card bill. And, this person needs this. Because, and that's the shame of it all. Because it is such a beautiful religion. But once people start living off of the religion and running it as a business, you can live off of it, and you can, because you are helping and you are doing, and the saints. Look at, to take it totally out of Santeria, look at Joel Osteen. He's like a mega millionaire. He's preaching the word of God, but he's up there. But when you start treating the Santeria as a business rather than a religion, that's where you get a lot of these things. People just think about how much they're going to get paid and see you later. Get paid and see you later. And they don't fulfill what they're supposed to fulfill. And then that's one of the misconceptions also. Then nobody likes the religion, or they're turned off by it. Which is a shame.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, so what would you tell someone who, say, they come into the store and they're thinking about, they learn a little bit about Santeria or Yoruba and they want to get initiated. So what kind of forewarnings would you kind of give them to be more educated?
Definitely to be aware of that. If you're number one, if you don't feel comfortable where you're at, don't stay. Because there's so many times I've talked to people, I knew something wasn't right, or I never felt good there, so then why did you continue? So trust yourself. Trust how you feel. If you see some of the things I was talking about, where somebody's running this as a business, being pushy, trying to I work here in the store, and if I'm keep pushing candles on you to buy them. And you're like, I don't need these candles, don't do it. Don't do it just because. That's another thing. That's a great question you can ask yourself or the priest. Like, why do I need to receive this ceremony? What is going on that I need to, because when we do these big ceremonies, or you receive an Ocha, or an Orisha, it's for something, to bring balance, for your health. Something's going on where they need to step in and say, hey, do this for me, because that's what it's about, and I will help you. Or give me this offering, and this is what I can help you with. And because you're giving from your own want for your need, which is... So be careful when you can't connect the dots yourself of why things are happening, and you don't feel comfortable. That's a big warning to stay away.
Wonderful. And now for our New Nation announcements. Again, as you all know, the Self-Actualization Tour is coming to a close as the end of the year gets closer. We will be at Black and Nobel Bookstore in Philadelphia on December 27th from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it will be another powerful workshop presented by Chief Yuya. So definitely come out and catch the last workshop of the year. It's entitled The Power of the 14 African Principles. So you definitely don't want to miss this one. And again, please RSVP well in advance so that you don't miss Chief Yuya. And you can do that at www.enlightenmentandtransformation.com. Now, we also have a new Our New Nation workshop coming up on Sunday, November 16th at Nicholas Brooklyn Bookstore from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I will be presenting a workshop entitled Shrines and Altars, Establishing Your Spiritual Gateway. So definitely come out, as I'll be discussing the difference between shrines and altars, how to build them, as well as how to use them in various forms, and of course more. So definitely come out, and you can register by visiting us at www.enlightenmentandtransformation.com. By now, you all should know that Chief has a new show out called Chief Speaks on High Frequency Radio Network. However, he's also broadcasting simultaneously on Enlightenment and Transformation Radio. So it was a successful show last week. So you can call in to Enlightenment and Transformation, or you can also call in at High Frequency Radio Network. And again, this is a show where you can call in and speak to Chief directly with any questions or advice about where you need spiritual advice or guidance. So please do not be shy. If you were a student, definitely come out, as you have so many questions. So definitely take the time to present them there. And of course, if you're just a general listener, this is definitely a time to connect with Chief and get some insight. And again, that show airs every Sunday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 11 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now for some housekeeping. Again, for all of our current students, we are in the process of transferring over our classes to the Sadula House platform. So definitely stay posted. It should be available around November 1st. And now again, this means that the classes will no longer be on Udemy, so just stay tuned and we'll keep you posted. However, if you're a listener and you're in a free course, the classes are already available for you to view now. So definitely come visit us at www.saduluhouse.com, and that's SADULUHOUSE.com. We've also made some enhancements to the site, and now we have a store directly on Sadula House. So definitely check out the site. We are officially advertising the Sacred Anu Obi Divination Tool, and it comes with an excellent tutorial, so make sure you check it out. And we also have our books directly there on site. In addition, we have some spiritual services that you can get now, which are more publicly available, which is the spiritual consecrations. So definitely check that out. We have some wonderful packages that are discounted. So if you have any questions and you would like to check out some of our products, again, come visit us at www.saduluhouse.com. And of course, if you have any customer service questions, again, Chief Yuya does not respond to customer service. So please visit the FAQ, which is available on saduluhouse.com. Just scroll down to the bottom of the site, and we have a nice knowledge base right there for you. Now, if any of your questions cannot be answered there, then contact us at 1-800-ANU Living, and that's 1-800-ANU-LIVING. Or you can email us at questions@anunation.org. Now, back to our segment. I'm sorry, that's great advice, because we get a lot of questions in our inbox and customer contacts where people tell us, well, I've received a shoe and I don't know what that means. Can you tell me? And I'm just a little bewildered because, like you said, it's like, well, you didn't ask what that means before you got that done. You know, that's a spiritual thing. So you would think you would be more inquisitive. So you just assume people are, but now I'm seeing that they're not. So that's great advice.
And you know, it's part of Legua or Eshu was my first guardian angel. You know, he was the first one that stepped in and said, hey, I'm going to watch over you. And so me and him have this crazy bond. And I love Eshu. So for all of those who have Eshu and don't know what to do with him, he's the fun guy. Have fun with him. You can talk to him. You can hang out with him. But the main thing with him is you spend that little bit of time. You know, give a little some things from your heart. Again, some of his basic things that you can give him is rum or oti in African. It's just some type of alcohol because we all like to get a little nice. Cigar smoke, candlelight, you know, things of life. And that's what they want. Flowers. Everybody likes to receive flowers. Everybody likes to eat fruit. Things that we like in life, we can give them. And Alegua, he's one, like, again, he's the fun guy at you. He'll always be there for you. And just give to him and talk to him just like you're talking to me. And he'll hear what's going on and he'll know what to repair because he is, and that's why you see a lot of people with receiving Echu because he's the beginning, he's the opening. So don't let what has happened to you affect your relationship with Echu or any of your Orishas, for that matter, you know. Talk to people, you know. Again, they inbox the store, your website. Find somewhere, I'm sure they could point you in the right direction to some people that are doing good, you know. And again, trust yourself when you land in these new spots that you don't get taken advantage of again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I want to make a segue into the business part of what you do. Because again, this is the Masterminds Monday where we speak about the blending of spirituality and business. Now, for some of our listeners who are completely novice, can you explain what a botanica is and why it's called a botanica? That will even help myself. Because I was completely...
Botanica in Spanish. And if you think of the botanical gardens, herbs, medicine, that's what we traditionally were. My grandfather started off being a door-to-door salesman selling medicine from Puerto Rico, from the islands. And finally, when he opened up his own store, of course, he was selling medicines, and that's the root of, you know, what this is. But then it grew into the spiritual because besides doing your homemade remedies, you were lighting a candle, you were asking for blessings, you were using this. So in the Hispanic community, that was like the connection, you know. And my grandfather, he got his first place. Grew it to his second location in Patterson, where the front of the store was the Botanica, you know, and that one was called Botanica. That one was Botanica San Lazaro as well. Before that, it was Botanica San Jose. That was his first original small one on Park Avenue in Patterson. Then his second one was on Main Street, a little bit up further from our big location. But where he had a nice sized storefront, and him and my grandmother and my mom at that time was a kid running around the store, much like myself growing up. And then every Sunday from 2 to 6, he would have a church service, you know, and he would bring in the mediums from New York, and you know, and they would have it old school style, and they would work the table, and they would say, oh, this person, you have an ailment, you know, come up and get healed. Or they would deliver messages, and you know, and that was every Sunday from 2 to 6, real old school style. And he was a great man. He started this business. From there, he grew it to our third location, which is where I grew up on Main Street in Patterson. And he just attended the people. My mom followed his lead, and that's part of what we do here. Is we help. You know, we are the botanicas, but then we're also the anti-botanica. Because a lot of botanicas, when you go into places, you know, because it is that merge of where to buy your spiritual supplies, and where to get help, and medicine, people know that they can go get readings and get jobs and trabajos. I laugh when I look, you know, and I see an article in the, you know, newspaper, and it says, in Spanish, it'll be like, oh, come here, we will find you a job, and we will solve your problem in love, and we will reunite you with your husband. And I'm just reading the list, and I'm like, are these people serious? You know? But that's what a lot of people do, much like in Santeria, you know, people can get taken advantage of when you go into botanicas. And we're almost, like I said, the anti-botanica, where most places, when you go in, you see the person in the back room to get a reading. Then they'll give you a list of stuff, charge you $200, and come back and they're going to do a job and this and that for you. Where we're the total opposite. You come in, you explain, I mean, we do have readers here. So if you want that, we give a nice, simple reading, good messages, and give you a direction as to what's going on and what to do. And then our readers, they will also walk you downstairs, and they'll show you a few things. They won't even be pushy and sell you things or give you a list and say, you need to buy all this for your problem to be solved. They'll show you a few things according to your reading. And that's basically the way we work here. You come in, you explain to me or my mom or Carla, any of the girl. We're like a big family here. And we'll show you what to do. We'll teach you what candles to light. We'll introduce you to some of the Orishas. And that's another big thing. Like, if you don't like Santeria, I'm not going to say you must do this with Santeria. You must use Yamaya. Okay, you like Hindu. You like Ganesh, which is like a legua. But, you know, you like to see him as an elephant head and you feel good. Okay, let's do it this way. So we have to be balanced and knowledgeable for our customers, because we like everybody to feel good about what they're doing when they leave here, and they feel empowered with knowledge that, you know, I am going to go home, I am going to light these candles, or I am going to do this bath, and it's going to help me. And that's the way we like to work here, to educate the customers.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, just one break.
Are you stuck? If you're feeling stuck right now in your job, your career, your relationships, let Damon Rawls help you. All his life, Damon has been very successful in business and corporate America, and yet he knows what it's like to feel stuck as well. In fact, one of his specialties is helping people just like yourself free themselves from all the things that are holding them back. You see, over the years, Damon has perfected a neat little trick that he calls Find Your Inner Freak. It's the key to unlocking the secrets of personal success that are already there inside you, waiting to get out. He'll uncover your real strengths and your hidden weaknesses or blind spots. He'll even create a step-by-step, custom-tailored life plan that will enable you to get out of the rut you're in. You owe it to yourself to give this a try. Find Your Inner Freak is proven to help people from all walks of life. And since the cost is so low, you'd be foolish not to give it an honest try. Get started today for the low cost of $47. Contact Damon at 865-271-8021 or Damon at DamonRawls.com. Once again, that's 865-271-8021 or Damon, D-A-M-O-N, at DamonRawls, DamonRawls.com.
So again, you touched on a lot of my next question that I was going to ask about the business, the history of your business. Now, but I did also want to note that you guys have been in business since like the 1960s. Mm-hmm. And again, Chief, you guys are also a friend of the family business. So you guys are like well regarded in the community. So can you speak to us a little bit about what you attribute your success to?
Oh, I definitely have to say my mom, you know, because like her, you know, my grandfather, my grandfather spoke very little English, you know, and me, you know, I try to speak as much Spanish as I can, but I was, you know, brought up and raised here, and even though I work in the Botanica, like I get a lot of the women that laugh, like, oh, you're so cute because of the way I talk Spanish. But there was like a communication barrier between me and my grandfather. So I couldn't really learn as much from him, but I learned everything from my mom, which she learned from him. And it's funny because customers say like, well, how do you know all these things? I'm like, well, I grew up here, and it's, again, if you ever come in, we are a very family-oriented business. We are a family, but we treat customers like family. And I get that from my mom. My mom has, and she kind of let me blaze my own path. Like, again, the only requirement I had growing up was going to church and being an altar boy till I graduated high school. After that, she let me develop on my own. And she was there to guide me. So I thank her a lot.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, again, we touched on this a little bit, but some people think it's very taboo in general to combine spirituality with money. So even if it's ethical, say it's a priest in a Catholic church or a priest in Ifa, that even if you're commissioned to do this and this is what you do for a living to help people, you shouldn't charge for that, even if it's ethical. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah. We kind of touched on that earlier, where you run your spiritual practice 100% as a business. That's what I feel is unethical. If there is somebody who can afford, and can afford, you don't not help them, or putting out, hey, this is what, because there are guidelines to, and everybody knows what they are, especially if you work the religion, the guidelines to pricing and what more or less some of these ceremonies cost. So as long as you stick within the guidelines, you're not charging an extra $1,000 on top, or if you have to, because it's common and you hear it, and that's the great thing about the community, is when somebody can't, and when we need to round up and say, hey, this person really needs this, are you willing to volunteer? Sure, and so don't shun those people, don't not help, or like I said, you could just put out the offering basket, hey, this is how much I'm going to charge you, whatever you want to give on top of that, it's up to you. And I think if you do it that way, you'll win, you'll get more clients. And then even as far as merging the spirituality with the prosperity, you have to be, not to say you have to be lighting candles. I mean, I do it. I'm burning incense here to help customers walk through the door. I call them shortcuts, If you're not doing these things to build the prosperity or to even make you sometimes, okay, perfect example. If I wake up in the morning feeling like crap, thinking my day's going to be crappy, and walking around that way, I'm going to have a crappy day. Or if I wake up feeling, if I wake up feeling crappy, you know what, I need to turn it around. And I come here and I light a candle and I burn some incense and I put some good positive music on and get me in that, you know what, that day will turn for me. And I think that's like the same thing, putting the financial, you get that help. You light that candle, because when you look at that candle, at the end of the day, it's just a candle. But if that candle is making you feel good and is giving you that extra energy when you see it to relate, you know what, I could do a little bit more today. Don't put off till today, till tomorrow what I could do today. It gives you that little flip in your mind. I mean, if you light the candle and walk away from it and still feel crappy, you ain't going to gain no money. But if you look at the candle and feel and empower yourself and say, you know what, today's going to be a good day, that's where it comes together.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I feel that you can have a relationship with both because they're here to guide us. Like, your spiritual community is essential in you getting through your day-to-day here.
Mm-hmm.
They have the wisdom that we tap into. So I think as well, if it's ethical, it's not taboo at all.
Exactly. Yeah, as long as you stay, like now, if I'm jealous on my neighbor across the street because he just opened the business and he's stealing all my customers, and I light a candle for him to get my customers back, that's being unethical. Rather than go in there, shake his hand, hey, what are you doing? Hey, how can we build this block together? Because it's the same business location. We could combine and we could get more people here together. And that's what people have to realize, you know. It's about that, you know, more than anything.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, in terms of your Botanica, what types of services and products do you offer here at Botanica San Lazaro?
Oh my goodness. Oh, everything under the sun. We try to, it's funny, we try to be the supermarket of botanicas, or spiritual products. So anything you need, candles, incense, anything in the new age, metaphysical, spiritual world, I should have it covered. And if I don't have it here, I can definitely get it for you. We also started our website. It's www.lazarobrand.com, which is our product line. We do manufacture our own stuff. We do carry, because again, we are a supermarket. We can't carry our own because people do love other people's stuff. And I believe in other people's stuff as well. But we do manufacture and produce our own line of products, which is what the website is named after. But on the web, it is a new website, so every time you go on and every time you click, there's going to be uploaded more and more uploaded stuff. And even to further that, we are not just a website. And this was something that kind of came out of nowhere. I wasn't thinking about. I started getting calls from Alaska or from, Missouri. And I'm talking to these people on the phone and I go, okay, how'd you hear about us? And they're like, oh, we're on your website. I'm like, oh, you're on my website. So it's like people can call in, and I don't even have it featured on the website, like call in for help, but people are calling in for help. And we're treating it. I rounded up everybody in the store. I said, listen, if these people call, treat them as if they were a customer in our store. Take the time to explain a couple things, explain some candles. I mean, it's hard because you don't have that. And you think you might, okay, I'll call back for the order. But you have to take that risk, because that impression you're going to leave on somebody in another state or country, they are going to be calling back even if they don't place the order right then and there. But it was something real quick that we developed, and I was like, listen, just list everything. We'll send a PayPal invoice. We'll price it out. We'll send a PayPal invoice to them, and they'll do it that way rather than saying, okay, go on the website and order all these things. It's hard. So that just came out of nowhere, how we can help other people in other states. But it came from the website. And it was good because people can see that we are a real, genuine business. We're not just a warehouse of products on the web, but we are a real, legitimate Botanica and business. So it's cool. It's really, really cool. So anything that you need, I'm pretty sure you can find it here.
Wonderful. And I can attest it's a beautiful Botanica. We'll take some shots later to
Thank
show
you,
everyone.
Thank you. We try.
No problem. And of course, you're one of the few that has your own website, because I meet with Botanicas a lot. So it's one of the ones that are a step ahead,
We're so many, when I think of how many years we've been without a website. But we're human, Hey, you got to just learn from your mistakes. And now we're putting it together. It's really exciting, as you can probably see my energy with it. It's like my new thing. So don't be discouraged. If you go log on and you don't see what you're looking for, call us and definitely send it to you.
And going back to the business aspect, so a lot of our listeners, sometimes they want advice on how to start their own business, or should they do things that they love. But what type of characteristics would you advise are required if you want to run a store, whether it's a Botanica or not?
Oh, definitely you have to have a passion for what you do, because it is very taxing and tolling. It's funny, we had this interview set up for yesterday, and I had to pick up my kids from school, which I normally don't see them till about 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And the look on my kid's face when I rolled up to the school, like, oh my God, you're here to pick me up. And it felt great for me as a father. But it didn't really put in mind how much time and energy I do put into what I do. So anything you do, starting your own business, know that you're going to have to put in the time. Love what you do. love what you do, and there's gonna be good days, there's gonna be bad days, but just keep rolling with the punches and keep putting that good energy out there, and it will manifest, it will flourish. But definitely, it's a lot of commitment, a lot of hard work, and it could be a lot of fun. It really is. Definitely, just more than anything, especially a startup, is you have to put in that work. It sounds simple, but once you start doing it, you understand. I don't know, my words will repeat in your head, but don't give up and keep going, and it will manifest.
Beautiful. That's beautiful advice. 'Cause I can definitely, it resonates with me very much. Now going a little bit more into what you do here, a lot of our listeners want to know about how can they use spirituality to attract wealth. Now, what type of products would you advise someone to get in the store that can help them to bring more wealth or money into their life?
Okay, a good one is, okay, you could use a green. Green is good for money, color coordination. Okay, you think green, you think money. I even painted my office green. So a little feng shui there, but green is the color of money. 7 colors, to take it a step further, 7 colors, it's kind of like all purpose, all round. So you could do either green or 7 color. What you could do with that, first, I'll give you step by step. First, this is off the top of my head. Write your intention. I'm starting this new business, or you already started the business, and I want to, whether it's multi-level marketing, whether it's a storefront, whether it's a website, state your purpose and what you're doing and what your goals are. Okay, don't ask for money. That's the number one thing I tell people. Don't ask for money. Success, abundance, prosperity. You ask for money, you hit a $10 scratch off, you won money. Did it help you? No. So I always say, think bigger, ask for bigger, ask for abundance, ask for prosperity. So state your purpose there. You can take the candle, put it on top of your statement. Okay. Another good thing is bay leaves. You could take 4 bay leaves, and this is especially good with a 7 color because it's kind of all purpose. So you could take 4 bay leaves to represent the 4 directions, the 4 cardinal directions: northwest, east, northwest, east, and south. So you want it to come in all ways. Okay, so that's the purpose of that. So you want that abundance and that prosperity to come in. You might have been thinking it's going to come in through some new customers, but it come in through a new business deal, or you found a new line of products, or something like. So you want it to come in from all ways. And also, you could use nutmeg oil, or sandalwood, or money drawing, something that you want to anoint the candle with. Okay. So something like that, money, or all 3, sandalwood and nutmeg, is all good to put on the candle to give it a little extra boost. So you have your purpose, you have your coming in from all ways, and then you have the 7 color candle for kind of all directions.
Beautiful.
So
beautiful.
Something little quickie.
Oh, no problem. I'm sure.
Which is what we do here.
Not sure our listeners are going to love that one. And again, before we go, can you just repeat to let everyone know where they can find you physically as well as online?
Oh, definitely. Physically, we are at 259-261 Crooks Avenue, Clifton, New Jersey, 07011. If you want to call us, 973-246-9946. It's a phone number. On the web, www.lazarobrand.com. And if you don't see anything on the web that you're looking for, please give us a call. I can guarantee you we have it. You're more than welcome. You're like family here, so I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much. Thanks again for joining us for Masterminds Monday.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. It's a pleasure. Peace.